Okay, folks, so I'm preparing the filling for the peach galette, which is fairly traditional. I have cut up 5 firm but ripe peaches. There are a few pieces in there that are less firm than I would normally like, but I can choose which ones. I don't have to put them all in. And now we're going to do 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, in England called corn flour, but it's cornstarch. And that's going to thicken up when these cook. It's going to thicken up the juices that come out, so you don't have a soggy bottom. And then I'm going to do, what else am I going to do? Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I have leftover blueberries. You don't need to use these. You could also do raspberries, or you could do just peaches. But the mild flavor of peaches and blueberries traditionally they just go nicely together. I'm not going to put many in. I don't want to stain the dessert purple. I think I need to add, I want to add 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. And that's basically the juice of a lemon. So let's go here. 1/2, the other half. Let's put it here so you can see it. Usually one would do a pinch of salt, so let's just see. I'll do a pinch of, let's just see. I gotta get that stirred up. And there's one thing I want to add, which you don't have to add. Yes, a pinch of salt. I'm using fine salt this time. I gotta get my spoon out, but I want to add a little bit of almond extract. You know what? Strike that. I don't want almond extract. I just want peach flavor. So just kind of mix these up and let them starch and the juices meld. Not for very long, just long enough to make sure they're all coated and you don't have lumps of starch, like right there. You don't want to mush anything. So be gentle. And that's quite, standard for a pie. This is basically a rustic pie. Oh, the other thing that's fun about galettes and rustic, hand-formed pies is you don't have to skin anything. I didn't skin them tomatoes for my tomato galette, and I'm not skinning the peaches either. That's just part of the rustic charm. So basically, that's the filling. I'm not going to put almond flavor in because I'm going to add crushed almonds both as a topping and on the pastry. I'm just going to put this in the fridge while I upload the video. Okay, my friends, I feel like I'm ready. I've got my chilled and very chunky, buttery pâte brisée out of the fridge. I'm going to resist the temptation to arrange these. I might be lying. I'm using a slotted spoon here because there's lots of juice in there. And I'm just going to pile, you know what, one could arrange the peaches, but that's really kind of fancy for a galette. I think the flavor is going to speak for itself. We're going to leave this much, that's about 1.5 inches around the edge. And this is all going to cook down, right? Anyone who's made a pie in their life knows. So I'm just getting, see all this juice? We don't want that. We're just gonna maybe arrange this filling around the edge because that's gonna be kind of the hinge for the pastry. And these slices here, I don't know if I mentioned, but to get the right thickness, I use my eye and I cut each peach half into 5, and that means each peach was cut into 10. And that gave me the right thickness for what we're doing here. I don't have any, I'd like to get a piece of paper towel to get this juice off. I'm using a clean rag. And I feel like I should use every little bit of peach because I don't think I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna buy any more peaches. It's pretty much the end of the season. And then we're gonna do what we did with the galette. We're gonna fold up. Mind you, this is a much stiffer because of a crust, because it's been in the fridge much longer than when I made the tomato tart. So we're just gonna fold it, and you need to pinch these pieces together to make it more or less circular. I'm bringing in a larger disc and making it smaller. Kind of place these around, keep going, pinch the corners, and kind of want to get it fairly even, but like I said, this is rustic, and this pastry loves to puff. It's not puff pastry, it's just the pâte brisée pie crust that I normally make. Let's firm that together like this. And you know what? The oven is coming up to this time to, I want to push these down. The oven's coming up to, see, this one's up quite quickly. The oven's only at 195. So I'm waiting for it to reach 375. So while that happens, I'm going to add I'm going to gild the lily. So that's basically the galette form. I'm going to use some local honey. I love using local honey. It's from up the road. And I'm just gonna drizzle maybe 2 tablespoons on that, and not even, because I want to add some crushed almonds. I'm gonna crush them in my hand over the honey for a topping, like that. That's about enough. And then I'm going to do the egg wash. Oh, and of course I spilled eggs into the bag full of almonds. Lovely. Oh, and then I just put some egg on the, stuff happens, right? And I've got egg in my hands. I got egg on my face, big disgrace. Okay, so I'm just I used a whole egg here. And I'm going to egg wash this so it has a golden color. And I'm going to get into the cracks because you know how it pops. Trying to keep it off the parchment. It's leaking there. That's okay because it's on the parchment and comes off quite easily, but I probably try to get it back onto the pastry. So we just want it on the pastry. And that one's at 255. I'm almost done here. Trying to keep it on the pastry, folks. And I'm also trying to push down these edges because they're gonna fly out when it hits the heat. So, which isn't a big deal. It's just, you know, part of the aesthetic, but I'd like it to stay there as much as possible. Getting into the crannies. Okay, so now that we have the egg wash on the exposed pastry and into the cracks, which will become exposed. This is very chilled. We like that. That's what produces the explosion of gas from the butter inside when it hits the heat. And now we're gonna get back to the I'm gonna get back to the slices of almonds. I didn't realize this wasn't open already. Sorry about that. And we're gonna add those while the egg is, add those to the crust while the egg is still wet. Just keep going. You know, aesthetically do what you like. And kind of adding, that's just gonna make a little flavor and beautiful image at the end. Okay, so, okay. I think I'm missing some here. So we're gonna add them here, here, and here. And while the egg is still wet, I'm gonna gild the lily another way by adding sanding sugar. You can use regular sugar. It'll give a crunch. You won't see it, but it will give a crunch. But with sanding sugar, just a little. Don't need a lot on this. You'll actually see it sparkle. Okay. And then I wash my hand again. I do want to actually try to sop up some of this. Well, I guess that's not a task that I'm working on. So the best thing now to do would be to put it in the fridge while the oven heats up, because you don't want, you need that shock value for the shock fact. Well, it's not a value, it's a fact. The shock produces the steam that makes the crust flaky. So I'll put it in the fridge till the oven comes up to temperature. Okay, well that oven didn't take long to come up to heat, so we're gonna put the galette in 375. I'm gonna probably put it in for about 40-45 minutes, rotating halfway through. Okay, so that took about 45 minutes. I was checking, looking for the doneness of the brown and the brownness. There's some leakage there. That's okay, to be expected. I'm just gonna, while it's hot, I noticed let's turn this off. I noticed that some of the peaches don't have any shine on them. So I'm just going to add a little, and you know what? This could get browner. But I think it's all right. I'm just gonna add a little honey to the exposed peaches. And I'm going to, believe it or not, I managed to get the leaves off all this time. And without any stems, I took the time to do that. And this is the time to put the herbs on. And I think that's just gonna add a little earthiness and be quite beautiful. That honey is sticky, and I want to try to transfer this ASAP onto the rack for cooling. You can see the liquid that came out has already dried up. So that's what's going to happen, and I'll take a nice photo of it when it's done. I mean, when it's cooled and off the paper.